Good afternoon. Welcome to the forecast discussion for February 14th. Happy Valentine's Day. It is currently 1:01 p.m. and we're actually warming up rather nicely because we have winds downsloping off the Appalachian Mountains and the air mass behind our departing storm is more of a Pacific polar variety. As a result, we are warming up nicely into the mid 30s over the interior, upper 30s in the New York City metropolitan area, and lower to mid 40s in the Philadelphia metropolitan area. You can thank all of this due to that downsloping wind that's going to make a huge slush all over the roadways. This is going to be rather nasty out there. Unfortunately, it's also going to lead to black ice concerns in a major way for tomorrow morning. If you're driving tomorrow morning, use some extreme caution. But of course, we also have another snow event on the way. This winter will not quit, and it looks like we're looking at another 3 to 6 to 2 to 4 type snowfall event over the region before our storm really gets cranking to the east of New England and producing some significant snowfall for Rhode Island, eastern Massachusetts, portions of New Hampshire, and Maine. It's going to get rather ugly out there. So let's dive into the forecast here. We have the radar here. You can see one storm departing, another one on the way, a rather vigorous disturbance here, this clipper. Now what's going to happen is that this disturbance is going to drive towards the Delaware coast, lift northeast towards New England, and between this point here really start to get its act together, but it won't do it fast enough to produce a heavy snowfall for our location. It will do so for here, where very heavy snowfall will occur. On the infrared satellite picture, you can see that this is a storm departing, leading to very windy conditions. Just so I can point it out, winds are from the west and northwest, anywhere from 10 to 20 miles per hour, gusting to 30 miles per hour at times. I even saw one gust at 40 miles per hour, so that's pretty impressive. So we're going to be dealing with these strong winds all day. Once they'll start to abate, then this storm comes in, and we have even more windy conditions tomorrow. Now, the boundary layer with this storm is going to be marginal right along the coast because we're warming up so nicely. And it's rather wet out there. The combination of the two sometimes limits this type of snowfall from developing and accumulating rapidly. And this is going to be a very heavy wet snow that's going to be falling over the region. So I'm not really expecting a major winter storm out of this disturbance. Close. If it develops a little bit faster, portions of Long Island and eastern Connecticut could actually end up with over 6 inches of snow, but I'm not expecting that right now at this time. On the water vapor satellite picture, you can see one storm driving northward. This storm, because it's lifting up towards the Canadian Maritimes, slows this storm down enough, just enough, to produce that major snowfall for eastern New England. However, the development process is just not fast enough to produce a heavy snowfall for the northern mid-Atlantic, a moderate snowfall. And then this is excellent news if you're looking for a warm-up, because this jet stream will drive across the country, and with it some very mild conditions. We'll see a little bit of rain and snow on Tuesday via a warm front. I'm not expecting heavy snowfall accumulations. The interior might have to deal with some ice here, though. That's going to be a bit of a concern. But we have time to watch that and break that down and really get down to the details here on that threat. So again, you can kind of see this disturbance. It's moving right along. It's going to develop rather nicely off of the New Jersey coast, but not have the major impacts until it gets to New England. And so here is the forecast I have in place. Over the interior, section 1, zone 1, that's dark blue, I'm expecting 3 to 6 inches of snow. Now, I'm going higher here only because it's going to be colder. So it's going to be easier to accumulate over the interior. So looking at 3 to 6 inches of snow in these locations. Most locations probably be around that 3 inch, but I bumped it up to 6 inches just in case we get one of those little bursts, especially over Connecticut. Now, in zone 2, same amount of precipitation, but I think it's going to take a little bit longer to actually accumulate because the boundary layer is a little bit warmer. We're not dealing with an optimal cold air mass here, and this is a very wet snow. So looking at snow, possibly mixing with a little bit of rain initially, we're going to be having temperatures around 34, 33 degrees, even as warm as 35 with this event. And then we start to warm up into the mid to upper 30s later on in the afternoon as the storm's moving along. So this is not an optimal situation for a significant snowfall event given the boundary layer temperatures. So I'm going with 2 to 4 inches of snow in these locations, most of New Jersey, New York City Metro, and Long Island. I stress from eastern Connecticut down to the east end of Long Island. If this storm tomorrow night blows up a little bit earlier, then you're going to be pushing into that 6-inch range, especially in eastern Connecticut. Okay? So we're going to have to watch that very carefully. Just eastern Connecticut, especially, could push into that 6 to 8, maybe even 8 to 10-inch level here if the storm blows up just a little bit earlier. And I put that in the discussion here as well. There's going to be a very tight gradient to those who get 3 inches and those who get 10 inches in this area right here. So moving on to the forecast. We're using the GFS model guidance from the Penn State eWall website, an excellent website for all your model needs. Now, for again this evening, remain tranquil. You got a break here. Temperatures falling into the mid to upper 20s for lows. So watch out for that black ice there for tomorrow morning. Now, here's our low pressure system that rapidly develops off of the mid-Atlantic coast. And notice how the heaviest precipitation is really focusing off of the coast. So we get that rapid development and then it lifts northeastward, and look, the heaviest snow is clearly focused just to the east of the Philadelphia and New York City metropolitan areas, especially in New York City metropolitan areas. This storm rapidly explodes to the southeast of New England, producing very heavy snow for the Cape, but keeping us out of the worst weather conditions. So again, looking at it, the best potential for accumulating snowfall to the east of the region. This storm rapidly exits on Saturday. Look for temperatures to rise into the mid to upper 30s, and of course that limits your snowfall potential as well. This storm impacts Boston at night when temperatures are in the 20s, so there will be no problems whatsoever for snowfall. On Sunday, look for very windy weather conditions. Temperatures are rather chilly out there, mid to upper teens for lows. Could be some single digits over the northern interior. And along the coast for highs, looking at mid to upper 20s, mid 20s over the interior. On Monday, again, rather tranquil, high pressure in control. And what that means, temperatures in the lower to mid teens for lows and mid to upper 20s for highs. Now, we have this warm front that moves through on Tuesday morning with some rain and snow. This does not look like a major event whatsoever. Look how flat this zonal pattern is. This basically is because we have warm air invading. So we'll have a little bit of light snow changing over to rain. Not a significant scenario setting up here for this. But you can see that warm front lifting northward, and as a result, we change over to rain. Some rain showers. Not a major event whatsoever. Looking for lows in the mid to upper 20s. Highs in the lower to mid 40s, clearly not supportive for a major snow event. It's too warm. Then we really warm up for the rest of the week. High pressure is going to be in control. Tranquil weather conditions for the most part. Wednesday and Thursday, you're going to enjoy this. Lows in the mid to upper 30s. Highs in the upper 40s to lower 50s over the interior. Lower to mid 50s along the coast. Very, very nice weather on the way. Then we have a strong cold front that's going to be approaching the region with a threat for scattered showers Thursday night through Friday. Again, not a major scenario whatsoever, and this cold front really doesn't pack much of a punch once it reaches the Philadelphia and New York City metropolitan area in terms of temperatures. Looking for temperatures on Friday in the upper 30s to lower 40s for lows, mid to upper 50s for highs. I'm sure you're going to enjoy that. Well, that is your forecast discussion for today. Of course, I'll be watching this storm for tomorrow. Again, I think that if you're going to see over 6 inches of snow, it's going to be in eastern Connecticut as the storm really blows up. Maybe the east end of Long Island as well, but temperatures are going to be marginal. So I'll keep an eye on it. As always, you can follow the latest weather information at nynjpaweather.com and nynjpaweather on Twitter, Facebook, Google+, and LinkedIn. Have a wonderful day, and as always, stay safe out there.